looking Tony Satterfield in the eye and lying to him?
I remember lying to Tony Satterfield, and I remember looking him in the eye on many occasions.
And lying to him?
Yeah.
Okay. Lying to his family?
I lied to his family. I don't know if I did it in person, but I know I had phone conversations with him where I lied to him.
One of the most aggravating parts of who Alec Murdaugh is at his trial, he was trying to play the role of the stand-up guy who is now admitting to all his lies. See, you can trust me because I'm admitting to all my lies. And he was doing anything and everything from every action he took to try to make himself out to be someone he wasn't, which was a person with a scintilla of character. So he was back in court trying to rescind another lie of his, which was about how Gloria Satterfield, the woman who raised his boys, who worked for the family as the housekeeper for years, who died at their house, and he made up the story to the insurance company about the dog doing it, and she told him that the dog did it, and he admitted to it, and he was able to get this money from the insurance company that he was supposed to give to the Satterfield boys, which he kept for himself. Well, he was back in court trying to rescind his confession. It was denied by the judge. And once again, going back on his word, that's all this guy does. He'll say whatever he needs to say at the moment to try to make himself look better. And he just can't because he's not. Let me show you something else. John Glatt, who was on with Julie Grant, he's the author of the book Tangled Vines, Power, Privilege, and the Murdaugh Family, gave us some more insight into some of the things that Alec Murdaugh was doing, once again, trying to make himself look better. Take a listen.
It was April 14th, 2022. The occasion was Paul Murdaugh's 23rd birthday. In fact, it was 10 months after he'd been murdered by his dad. And Alex actually was negotiating with Buster to throw a party at a bar in Charleston Harbor called the Shem Creek Bar. And they were going through a third person to organize everything and do the invitations. And Alex was asking Buster how it was going, and Buster was assuring him that the word was out there and it was all over social media and it was going to be a very big party. When I heard that, I really, really couldn't believe it. I mean, the hubris and the nerve of doing this, you know, after you murder your son and your wife, and to actually organize a party, it was very strange. He was always trying to get everybody to do what he wanted. And he was, for Mother's Day, he was like pressing Buster to put flowers on his mother's grave. And he was even chasing up, you know, Buster's aunt to prod him into doing so, to make sure that they had flowers in his name on Maggie's grave. And this is who he was convicted of murdering. It just defies imagination.
Let's bring back in the think tank. Still with us, Daryl Cohen, Meg Strickler, Josh Schiffer. This guy doesn't stop. He doesn't stop. And everything, you can't believe anything he says. I mean, are there other lawyers like this?
I would consider him a sub-lawyer, a subhuman. And you use the word scintilla, I'd say it should be scintilla, because he can't do anything but sin as he tell us what he's not doing right, ever.
Every time, and we see them all the time, these self-indulgent, important, I'm untouchable, I have the greatest reputation. I go right to Alex Murdaugh, go, you got that much pride in your life? That means there's that much sin behind the closed door.
Scintilla.
Scintilla, yes. There's a lot more Shem Creek's a popular place. That's outrageous. Having a birthday party for your
for the son that you murdered,
That's
by
off
the way.
the charts.
And $3.8 million. We're not talking about $50.
Yeah, no, exactly. That's all off the charts. I mean, I really hope that the world out there realizes there are good lawyers out there, and this man is not indicative of what we good folk are.
The good thing is this guy is consistent. He never tells the truth. So we never have to worry. Are you telling the truth now? Did you ever tell the truth? The word is N-E-V-E-R in caps.
But we let these people, these frauds, live out in regular society, and we never question them. We just trust
think about
them.
how well he did for so many years, and now you know the mask is off. We see who he is. He was able to get away with this for decades.
Too long because of because of his family, and allegedly the good folks behind him. In other words, his father and such like that. That law firm had a reputation of being good, solid, ethical lawyers, and he wasn't. And I don't know how he got away with that.
Just like Epstein and these other giant stories, the bigger the fraud, the bigger the support and the enablement that's behind it. This was absolutely not the first time someone had sniffed something ugly with the Murdaugh family. You go back and you talk to the people in the community who can tell you decades of stories of being on the wrong side of the big family in the town. This happens all over America, and I'm just shocked we haven't discovered the other dozens of these kinds of families that dominate small towns across America.
I love it for him. Why? Because he's doing exactly what he wants. He's no longer a lawyer. He's incarcerated. But look where he is. He is the person who is on television throughout the country. Court TV, you name it, he's there.
He's got fans.
Not lost the platform.
They send him undergarments. They send him other things.
We saw him doing it too. He had a phone in jail. Those pictures were awful.
Yeah.
Like,
Hey, they're not that bad. Some of it, no.
So what's his life like going to be in he's not getting out. There's no way he's getting out.
No.
I mean, I can't.
He is.
He is
on a
not.
gurney.
In a gurney.
Compassionate release.
But he's going to have a life inside. Is this going to be someone who's going to be able to pull those same sort of scams?
It's possible. It's possible. I've had clients do fraud from prison.
But how about with the just in getting along day to day on the inside, right? Day to day on the inside, is he going to be able to manipulate the people around him?
Yes.
If he has money, access to money where he can buy his way, absolutely. And with his personality, which is absolutely endearing to people who don't know him, if you don't cut through the third, the fourth layer of the epidermis,
Is he going to be filing motions for all these wrongfully convicted people that he's housed with?
He may become a jealous lawyer, but here's the other thing that we got to remember. When you have someone with enough money, they have to acquire protection because he's a target. And if you think that extortion on the outside's bad, try getting locked up with a bunch of guys with no other place to go.
So how does that work? Someone on the inside is going to say, get me some money in my little account?
It's going to be, give me something that I need either inside or outside of the prison. And the scary part is it's not the threat of what I'm going to do to you in this prison. It's what I'm going to do to the people that you care about outside of this prison.
Yeah.
He's got a little boy.
You think that could actually happen?
But he doesn't care about anybody,
all the
so
time.
it doesn't matter.
But I don't think for him.
So on the
I think
outside,
he'll
he's
be
got
fine.
Buster.
I think he'll be fine because he's got all of that money still hidden in some barrel in somebody's backyard.
And I believe there's some trust out there that's still motivating people. Because lawyers chase money.
Don't trust anybody.
Lawyers chase money in the civil universe more than justice. They don't have the honor of
So you think it's
criminal
more likely that it's in a trust, it's in an account somewhere.
His family,
not
grandfather, great-grandfather put stuff in a protected instrument.
In Panama, perhaps?
I think it's buried. I think it's
Absolutely.
buried, but it may be buried in a trust. It may be buried in the ground.
Backyard.
It may be 3 times removed.
So what happens to that money? If it does exist, what happens to that money? Where does it go?
Depends on how well protected it is. I can hide some stuff if you've got enough.
But what good is it for him if it's there?
He's done. This is
It's
his
for the
last
family
hurrah.
and the legacy and the kids. You think
they'll
he
be
ran
fine.
through the entire
No,
family's
they'll be
fortune in
fine.
one generation?
They are
No
not
way.
He took a lot of drugs.
They are not poor, though.
Okay.
They are not
Not
living
poor.
on ramen noodles. No way.
I think that
All right.
he's done.
Stay where you are.
disagree.
We're not done. Up next.